Hey gamers, I'm just going to cover a little bit of drama today. Currently we're shitting on Streamlabs. I'm fine with that. But here's what they're under fire for. Number one, we're under fire for copying this service. This service is called Lightstream. What they do is they let you stream from your console to their service. Their service will let you manipulate that video stream in real time, add overlays or follow alerts or whatever, and then you'd restream that to Twitch or YouTube or whatever. So they copied the product and they copied their promo site word for word, like even their quotes. Lightstream is literally one of the greatest things. Streamlabs Studio is literally one of the greatest things. Like, obviously this is a complete rip of their site with slightly different assets, right? So people are mad about this. They're picking on the little guy. This is a service that was picking up steam, I guess. I'd never heard about it until today, but they completely cloned the service as well, I'm pretty sure. So that's a problem. Then we get a tweet from this guy works at Lightstream. The team at Streamlabs should be ashamed, not satisfied enough to ride OBS projects hard work, now to copy ours down to the layout and every word on our marketing site and our UX in this product. So he is understandably upset. This is very much stepping on your toes. But the OBS projects hard work stuff, this is where I got a little mad and wanted to talk about it a bit, because the sentiment in the comments is, well, let's this one first. This one first. So they're replying to, OBS is replying to this saying, nearing the launch of Streamlabs OBS, Streamlabs reached out to us about using the OBS name. We kindly asked them not to. They did so anyway and followed up by filing a trademark. We've tried to sort this out in private and they've been uncooperative at every turn. More bad faith, right? Like, just in general, profit-driven company, they don't really give a shit about making other companies happy. The OBS name currently in the live streaming space holds some weight as, like, this is the best streaming software. So Streamlabs OBS as the streaming software, right? So where I get mad is just people saying this. Is Streamlabs OBS not OBS? I assume Streamlabs OBS is just OBS with Streamlabs integration, which is true, the same way that Stream Elements can be integrated. And then we have here this guy. This is what kind of made me mad. No, it's them taking an open source software, slapping their name on it and website links, and then filing legal ownership of the program they stole and put a new coat of paint on. It's their attempt to overtake regular OBS and charge for it when they do. It's theft. So OBS is the actual OBS is licensed under an open source license called GPL, or the GNU Public License. GPL means, well, there's a bunch of different open source licenses that you can choose. There's an MIT license, a GPL license, a BSD license. You can choose all kinds of different licenses depending on the uses that you want your software to be used in. This is a completely fine use case in GPL. What Streamlabs is doing is not contributing to the project. They're forking the project, making it more user-friendly in a way that only integrates with their own site, though, really. And then re-releasing the software, which is absolutely totally fine. You can do that as much as you want. But it is bad faith, right? Wouldn't it be better to just improve the actual product rather than just try and make money off of the product? Yes, but improving the product doesn't make any money. So if we integrate our services with it, then we can profit off of it, right? It is absolutely and totally not theft. This is completely fine within the GPL. If you chose another license that said something like, you're free to modify the source code and improve the project, but you cannot release derivative works, then number one, it's not an open source. It's not an open source project anymore. Then it's like a shareware type thing, right? Like an opened, the code base is public, but it is not open source software in that kind of a sense, right? Where we're going off the weeds into caring whether or not somebody's profiting off of our work, which in open source, you just kind of need to accept this as a fact of life, which I'm sure OBS has. I'm not saying that they are oblivious to the fact that there are loads of people profiting off of their work for years and years and years. People have been profiting off of their work, streamers included, and maybe they don't see a dime for it, right? But that's what it is to be an open source developer, especially under GPL. People are going to take advantage of the work that you do to make a profit, especially more business savvy people like the ones working at Streamlabs. Obviously, they saw an opportunity to make a buck and said, I'm going to make a buck. So OBS obviously acknowledges this. We're often faced with confused users and even companies who do not understand the difference between the two apps. Filing a trademark for this OBS acronym in the space of live streaming applications, that's probably what they should have done, and that would have completely disallowed other people from involving the name of it within the project, right? Like, other software is open source in a way, but you can't actually use their name inside of it. Like, I can't make downthecrop Firefox. Firefox is a licensed, a trademarked term name by Mozilla. So if I fork the Firefox codebase, I got to come up with my own name. I'm not affiliated with Firefox, so I can't use their trademark name within my project, even though it is a derivative work of Firefox. The same way that if I fork, other stuff, there are other things with a similar name. That's a pretty good example, though. So legally, they have obeyed the terms of the GPL, but they have repeatedly disregarded the spirit of open source and of giving back. This is the part that is the bad faith, right? So, like I mentioned earlier, obviously they could spend more time improving the actual product rather than just making a nice, pretty interface for people to interact with, which obviously is a section of the market that OBS missed. Like, I don't want to say that the Streamlabs OBS is a useless product, because it absolutely makes it easier for people to stream. Like, this is a very daunting interface. This is very daunting. The interface of Slobs, which I haven't used in a long time, is easier, bigger, friendlier buttons, a better user workflow to integrate stuff. Like, it's just prettier and more user-friendly, which has benefits. Despite these actions of Streamlabs, the OBS project will continue to provide free open software and tools for everybody. We will continue to support our users and community and our amazing developers for their hard work. So, OBS has taken, very obviously, they understand people are going to take advantage of them. This is a fact of life in open source. It's just how it is. Does it mean that you have to support companies that do bad faith stuff that you don't like? I'm totally fine with this guy never using Slobs for this reason. I'm totally fine with it. Or any Streamlabs product at all in the future. But to say that it's theft or that they're trying to take over the project, that's just not right. And absolutely, OBS should have copyrighted this acronym within the live streaming tool space, which you can selectively, you can file a copyright for things within a certain segment of the market. Like, obviously, there's going to be other companies in the world that have the same acronym, OBS. But within this market, I'm pretty sure they absolutely could have got away with at least trademarking the acronym. So my ultimate conclusion here, Streamlabs very obviously looking to expand the products that they offer and stepping on the toes of Lightstream. Not cool, really, right? But then again, do you own the concept of this? No. Do you own your copyright to what you wrote on this page? Yes, this is copyright infringement. But they've gone back and changed that and said, oopsie doopsie. I'm fine with them making money. Like, the product that they offer, I do think for a lot of people is superior to the OBS project, and they're totally within the GPL rights. if you don't want people doing this with your software, please research different licensing terms that you can go for. GPL is not what you want to be under. MIT is definitely not what you want to be under. You want to be under like a Afro GPL. Would that even save you? No, dude, just close source your shit. Just close source it if you don't want people making money off it. If you're open source, somebody can make money off of you. So ultimately, that's it, guys. Hope that you learned something. Peace out.